Pretty close. Okay. So this one here is the formula. So we have the x squared plus bx plus c, and that means that our answer is the opposite of the middle term divided by 2. So the opposite of 4 is negative 4. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. So I take half of this and change the sign. And then I'm going to take this number and square it. Now whether that's negative 2 or positive 2, either way when I square it, which is this part of the formula, I get positive 4. Then the formula says subtract c. Subtract negative 10. Which means I'm going to add 10. So what I like about this method is you do quite a bit of math in your head, but the whole process is simplified. So you don't have a long quadratic formula that you have to deal with, but you do have to do 2 operations in your head. You have to switch this sign and divide that b by 2. And then you're going to square it to get to here, to that 4. So this says negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 14. And 14 does not have a perfect square root, so this problem is done. You have 2 roots. Negative 2 plus the square root of 14, negative 2 minus the square root of 14. That's a minus. Root 1, root 2. A little bit cleaner than the quadratic formula when you have irrational roots. Let's take a look at another one I've got on our plan here. So now this problem, x squared minus 7x minus 10, we don't have an equation set equal to 0. So what you're going to want to do is take the right side of the equation and add those terms over. So we have x squared plus 7x plus 10. Poe-Shenlow method says to take half of the middle number and then the opposite sign. So this was plus 7, so we have to make this minus. Plus or minus the square root of, now then you'd say, geez, 7 halves squared, that's kind of complicated. It's not too bad if you break it up into 2 parts. You've got 7 squared is 49. You've got 2 squared is 4. So you're just squaring when you square a fraction, you're squaring the numerator and squaring the denominator. Then you're going to subtract, yeah, it's still on screen. You're going to subtract c. So I'm going to subtract 10. Okay, so I've got negative 7 halves plus, now I've got 49 fourths minus 10. Don't stress about it. 49 fourths minus 40 fourths. So 10, if you just did a little side work, 10 I can rewrite as 40 divided by 4. I multiply numerator and denominator by 4. That gives me common denominators. So this is negative 7 halves plus or minus 49 minus 40. If you're going to subtract the 2 fractions, that's 9, and you keep the denominator, 9 fourths. So this is negative 7 halves plus or minus, the square root of 9 is 3, the square root of 4 is 2. So I have negative 7 plus 3, that's negative 4. Negative 7 minus 3, negative 10. And those are the roots, -2 and -5. Got one more that I'd like to do. This one is a quadratic when a is not equal to 1. So the way we're going to handle that, in order to get the 3, get rid of the 3, we're really just going to divide it into the other terms. So in order to get this 1x squared, just divide everything by 3. So we got x squared plus 5/3 x minus 2/3. Okay, so how does this give us an answer using the Potion-Low method? Well, I first am going to look for the opposite of b over 2. So 5/3, if I divide that by 2, it's just 5/6. I'm just dividing that denominator by 2. I'm sorry, the denominator gets multiplied by 2. Instead of plus 5/3, well, when this says plus 5/3, my formula says to take the opposite of the middle value, negative 5/6, plus or minus 5/6 squared. That's 25 over 36. My formula says minus c, so I'm going to do plus 2/3, because this is c is negative 2/3, so when I'm subtracting c, I'm going to add this number in, add 2/3. Continue on. I've got negative 5/6 plus or minus 25 over 36 plus, and I want 2/3 to be in terms of 36. That's 3 times 12, so 2 times 12 is 24/36. Negative 5/6 plus or minus the square root. 25 plus 24 is 49. 36. Square root of 49 is 7. The square root of 36 is 6. So I have two roots. Negative 5/6 plus 7/6. Negative 5/6 minus 7/6. We'll just do that math out. Negative 5 plus 7 is 2. Negative 5 minus 7 is negative 12. 2/6 reduces to 1/3. 12/6 reduces to negative 2.